Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Emma Stone has gone from teen comedies like Easy A and Superbad to award-worthy performances in La La Land, Birdman, and The Favourite. She's re-teamed with Yorgos Lanthimos from The Favourite for the bizarre, Frankenstein-inspired new film Poor Things. It's in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Emma Stone turns in a performance unlike anything we've seen from her before as Bella, who we see attempt suicide by jumping off a bridge. Now, she's pregnant at the time, and her life is saved by a renowned experimental doctor and scientist, Dr. Godwin Baxter, played by the always terrific Willem Dafoe. He's typically referred to as God, as he's literally playing God with his work. He brings Bella back by swapping out her brain with that of her baby. Now for Bella, the mental age and the body are not synchronized, and we see her evolve as she leaves God behind and becomes a sexually free individual. The film also stars Mark Ruffalo, Gerard Carmichael, and Rami Youssef, whose characters become rapidly obsessed with Bella's evolution. Yorgos Lanthimos is a filmmaker like none other, with movies like The Lobster, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Favourite, and now Poor Things, which has been adapted by the book of the same name by Alistair Gray. Now his films can be head-scratchers, even if the overall premise seems somewhat understandable. It's as if he takes great pride in completely upending anything that you'd expect or anticipate when going to the movies. The same can be said for Poor Things. It's one of those movies where you'll know very early on if you'll be all in or just checked out due to the mental trip that it will take you on. Lanthimos is certainly playing with that kind of Frankenstein concept with a monster movie, and it's unlike anything Mary Shelley would have had in mind. He's an incredibly visual director, as he plays with different aspect ratios, flared lenses, and switches back and forth between black and white and color photography. Now, we've seen him do this before, so it's certainly a personal style, and these creative choices, though, don't always line up sensibly with Poor Things to then match the storytelling. Black and white isn't always used for flashbacks, the lenses don't infer a different perspective, and so forth. But the production design and the costumes are lush and creative in mixing different looks and styles to kind of blend the kind of contemporary and the classical world. He then takes the film on a very eye-raising spin when Bella's sexuality takes center stage. She calls sex happiness and furious jumping, as the character doesn't understand sex, but loves the physical effects. The film seems to explore what happens when there's no emotion or stigma around sex. Now, the challenge with the character being kind of void of emotion is that I struggled with finding any emotional drive to the film. I felt like I was watching this really extravagant and stirring film, but then felt no connection to it. Emma Stone is certainly the talk of getting a second Oscar for her performance as Bella. It's captivating as she completely transformed before your very eyes from this stunted person, reacclimating to life, learning how to move, speak, and eat, to being this very sexually driven person. It's a finely tuned and calibrated in a very physical sense, but I wanted a stronger inner depth to the character if that was even possible. Now, you've never seen Mark Ruffalo in a role like this, as he really gets to kind of play into the absurdity and just the hysterics of where his character ends up. Rami Youssef and Gerard Carmichael provide the normal, rational voices to this film, which then contrasts anything coming from the Dafoe or Ruffalo characters. Bella seems to live her life in experiments, and that seems to match with Yorgos Lanthimos' approach. Some will love the unique style and its unpredictable results. But for me, it felt cold and just this hodgepodge of parts, both visually and thematically. The audience will have to decide if it wants to make any sense of it, and maybe it doesn't have to. I'm giving Poor Things 2.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel for some movie reviews and some celebrity interviews I've had a lot of fun doing lately. Paul's Trip to the Movies is brought to you by Imagine Theaters. There's some really great movies in theaters right now, whether you want to go see Poor Things or movies like The Holdovers, Saltburn. Beyonce's Renaissance is now in theaters, so follow them on social media at ImagineMN to see what's playing in theaters. They've got some classic Christmas movies back up on that big screen, and tickets are on sale for my movie series, Paul McGuire Grimes Presents. Coming up December 17th, we're going to close out the year with the Judy Garland classic Meet Me in St. Louis, and then we're going to carry this into the new year. So coming up January 28th is All the President's Men. February, it's Doctor Strangelove. March, it's Good Will Hunting. So get tickets today. I do a discussion after every screening, and I would love to see you there. So come and see these movies back up on the big screen, and then let's talk about them. Like I said, follow them on social media at ImagineMN. Thank you so much for watching my review of Poor Things. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.